Hey folks, so today we will talk about the sovereignty and artificial intelligence. So if you follow in my channel, so you could notice that I have a couple of topics that I talking about for a long time, and I start mainly my channel as the architecture blog, and after that I discovered the self-sovereign identity, and I made a lot of content about the self-sovereign identity, how identity work. And after that, in some point of my career, I meet Kin, and I joined Kin team as a self-sovereign identity guy. But in some point, we discovered that we have a solution for the identity for now. And then I made the deep dive to the artificial intelligence, the data and knowledge graphs and all other things. But I still believe that I'm doing the self-sovereign identity because I'm focused more on the self-sovereign data. And sovereignty is a big topic, and sovereignty include a lot of things, not only the decentralization, but also a lot of stuff about the data ownership and a lot of stuff about the sovereign compute and a lot of things like the local fast fit to this story and so on. But how the artificial intelligence actually help the sovereignty and the vice versa is a good question, because it's two big topics that I'm working every day. And what's the my main message of the more than 5 years, that in SSI we struggle a lot with the use case. So we had an amazing technology that solved a lot of problems with the verifiable credentials and all other things. We give data back to user, but it was no adoption practically, and it's still we struggle with the adoption. I really like the initiative of the UD wallet, but we're still not there. And when we get this boom of LLMs and new wave of the artificial intelligence agents, we envision the future where we could have the network of the assistants and network of the agents that could do a lot of things on behalf of ourselves. And in this point, actually, we really see the big fit of artificial intelligence agents and SSI agents, because in SSI you have a way to build the secure communication, to identify with whom you're talking about, and build the secure communication and data exchange infrastructure. And it's the main benefit how SSI could contribute to IE agents. They could create the basics and fundamental things for secure identification and credential exchange. Because you could have yourself, then you could have your agent on behalf of you that's specialized on some topics, and you could have the agents of other people that could do something cool. And you need to have the way to communicate with them, to understand with whom you're talking about. Maybe you need payments and some kind of tokens where you could pay to the agents for the work that they are doing. So it's really fit all this decentralized blockchain, electronic currencies, and SSI all together. And the benefit of SSI that they don't have the transactional limits of the blockchain. So you could build the systems that could be much faster and much scalable, but still have the benefits of the secure and identified communication. Another case where we desperately need the SSI in artificial intelligence, it's the data hunger. What I mean that, LLMs really use a lot of data for the training, and the majority of the soft data and data that really matters to user, it's not sitting in the internet, it's sitting in the user heads. And to get the access to this huge volume of the data that maybe people not confident to share or not willing to share because of current state of the data market in the internet, we really could enable it, because if you could verify that this data belongs to you, and if you could get some fair payment back if you share this data, if you could train your own agents and your own models on your own data, it's changed the market completely. We get to a bit more fair and transparent community, and fair and transparent architectures. So that's why it's a huge case, actually, the SSI, artificial intelligence and data economy. Another big cluster of the topics is the proof of facts. What I mean that right now the GenAI create the content that you could not identify that it was generated, and then you need to validate the facts. And if you have a picture, is it the real one or generated by the GenAI? And we already have the camera and sensors that use the SSI or zero knowledge proofs that really prove the origin of the photo or origin of the audio. You could clone my voice and do the crazy things. You could call my wife with my cloned voice and ask to transfer the money or something like that. So really, the case that GenAI create in a space of this fraud and manipulation with this synthetic content really requires some solution, and SSI could be one of the solutions that together with the content you could give people a proof. So you have a provable data, you have a data with the ownership, you have ability to identify the agents, and together these two technologies work quite well. And IE could really lift the SSI, because with the artificial intelligence and natural language processing, you could really solve a lot of problems in a self-sovereign identity, like translation of the schemas, understanding different millions and gazillions variants of the credentials, and maybe you could transform these credentials much easier with the artificial intelligence instead of writing the huge amount of code. And you could create the agents actually that speak with each other, not with the fixed data schemas, but maybe with some natural languages that open completely different era of IP design and interaction in the systems. And for sure, you could extend heavily the validation and make this validation more interactive. And this validation could involve the people, not only the machines. So the artificial intelligence could really transform the self-sovereign identity and vice versa. It's a big topic. And in next sprint in Zurich on DICE, I will talk about the artificial intelligence and self-sovereign identity, the artificial intelligence and sovereignty. And I will be happy to see you there. I will be happy to meet you there and talk about all these crucial topics, and just attend my session, and let's envision the future together. So that's all that I was keen to share with you. See you next time. Choose.